Hello, welcome. We're going to be doing some game dev, but today is going to be a low spoon day. It was a very draining day today, so I don't have much time, and I only have one task, and it's actually close to the last task. It's this right-click context menu. I remember last time thinking, okay, this is going to be somewhat complicated, but it actually might be very, very simple. It could be just a case of we create a control and then we add VBox containers and then we add a bunch of buttons and then we hide those buttons based on context. And then that's literally it. That could be all we need to do. Let me go ahead and test that theory out, because if it is, I want to just slap something together really fast and then say good. And then honestly, this classes thing is not going to take long. And then building a basic testable dungeon is something I'm going to do offline. And then we're done. So let's see if we can get this done. Let's see if we can basically finish stage one, even in low spoon mode. Make a new UI. This is not going to be a menu. This is going to be... I wonder if I should make a new folder. This is going to be an options menu. Nope. It's not an options menu. What is that called? What is it called? When you right click and a menu pops up, pop-up menu, multi-purpose menu, the right click menu. We're going to call it the right click menu. We're not going to give it caps. This is going to be a control. It's actually going to be a... We might make it a UI element. We don't have to yet, though. We can just add a VBox container. Let's add 4 buttons. Could I have just copy and pasted? Yes. Would that have been easier? Yes. One of these is look, one of these is attack, one of these is get, and one of these is drop. Let me just see what happens if I hide this. Okay, good. The menu readjusts itself. Rename. Look button, attack button. Get button, drop button. Okay, and then we are going to have to create a script. And this is going to be this needs to have a class. Right click menu, because we are going to call this class, we're going to call this in the input handler. Spacing out. I need this to say look. I need this to say attack. I need this to say get. I need this to say drop. We need to attach all 4 of these to the right click menu, connect. And these functions are actually going to be very easy because we have commands. We just create a new command. We can have the right click menu. When you right click on something, we can do the thing, the cast, the point cast. What is it called? The thing that tells us what we're right clicking on. Get global mouse position, target location, floor mouse, Target move command. Nope, that's not it. Here it is. We'll get the intersect point. This will give us the objects clicked on. If it has a collider, instead of all this, we need to get the top collider. It's either an actor, item, or mechanism. If collider is actor, item, or mechanism, then create the right-click menu. And when I say create, I mean we actually want to have one. We don't want to be recreating it every time. For right-click menu, right. And we probably want to have a function to make this a singleton. Func get right click menu if else right click menu equals right click menu dot new main dot add child right click menu return right click menu. All right. So we call this function. This should give us a right click menu. The way that we have this set up right now, it's going to be in the world rather than on the window. So if we move the window, the right click menu will be left behind, which is not what we want, but for now we can just accept that that's the behavior. When we right click, we want to get a right click menu, and then we want to pass in an object, and we want to set the position of the right click menu. And also we probably want to make it so when you click a button, the whole menu should disappear, and then when you right click, the menu should reappear. So we'll need to have a function appropriate to that. Okay. Let's go ahead and gut this. Actually, we can just gut this whole thing. I wish I could say that. Maybe I can. Godot check if object is one of 3 types. I mean, okay, that's fair. That's better. Does this work? Does the match statement match on class type? I'm happy with it's dumb, but it works. Although match, collider, actor, item, mechanism. I mean, if that works. Get right click menu RCM equals dot set target collider visible. I don't know. I do want to be able to set target without making it visible. So I think that should be a separate. Dot appear. So we'll need to make these two functions. I don't need a process function. Set target. This is going to be something. Node 2D. Cool. And then I think I had another function appear. Yeah. We should make this function also set our position. Position equals target dot position visible equals true. And then I think for these functions at the moment, we can just make visible equals false. And that's the only thing it does, and we're fine with that. What does this look like? All right, hold on. Are we creating? Obviously not doing it there. What is this texture rect? Oh, that's the, yeah, that's fair. Okay, and then this is the client that's not doing anything. Okay, so it should be here. Are we throwing an error? No. I don't see an error. Let me verify. Oh. Wait a minute. This is easier than I thought. We don't need to be right-clicking on anything for that menu to pop up. We don't. We don't need this. We should account for, if we're right-clicking on nothing, we should set the target to nothing, but we should still get the position. RCM.set position. Let's separate that out from the target. Position needs to be, this is a function already? Set location. Mouse position.position. Oops. All right, cool. So one last thing to worry about is this. Okay, hold on. Are we getting there? Oh, this doesn't, okay. This may not even call if we don't have a collider. But let's now print, we're getting here. Oh, okay. We're getting here, but we're not we should be getting here every time. Where is that control? Also, what? This is, okay, that's fine. There it is. Yeah, this exists. That's good. But where is it? Position -51. Is it just like... It's probably just a case of like, it is somewhere off screen. Let's make it a canvas group. Or canvas layer. Does that mean this won't work because this doesn't have a position anymore? Correct. That is actually true. Okay, so we can't do that. Instead, we need to attach this not to main, but we need to attach this to the UI. It's fine. Oops. And we're doing that in the input handler. And instead of add child to main, we're going to do it to main.main menu. No, not main menu, UI layer. Cool. I don't know why I thought that would work. I'm skipping something important. Why does this control not have anything in it? Oh my god, okay. Ah, yeah. All right, I just don't have spoons. That's the problem. I have no spoons. I said right-click menu.new. I meant... I typed the wrong thing. This is not what this should be. This should be... I made a scene, and then I'm not using it. Yeah. Is that not the function? What do you mean non-existent function? Instantiate. Again, low spoons. Spoon, there it is. It's all the way up there, and we can't get there anymore because we can't move. All right, let's try adding this to main. That was the original plan. Okay. Yeah, see how this like, I'm fine with that. I can't click on anything though, and I'm not fine with that. Huh. Why isn't this working? Let me go back to the input handler. Oh, because there's no objects in here, so we just never iterate. We probably don't want to iterate. If we click on 5 objects, we don't want 5 right-click menus, even though that's like because we made it a singleton, that won't matter. But oh, this doesn't even exist. So if that doesn't exist, then we can't set a collider. We could just pass in all of the objects being clicked on. How is this going to work? This is a pickle because I need to intelligently figure out if I right click on 5 things, what am I actually clicking on? I'm clicking on the top thing. How do I determine what the top thing is? Is it just like, is it this? Just give me whatever's the top of that. Oh, we can't even do that if this is empty. If objects clicked on. There we go. Now we can just right click wherever we want. Cannot convert argument 1 from dictionary to object. Oh, this is a dictionary. Oh, shoot. Pop front. That feels like a function. Okay, yeah, no, it wasn't pop front. Cannot convert argument 1 from dictionary to object. What is it talking about? Is this giving me a dictionary? Hold on. Didn't I have a print? Objects clicked on. Oh, it's an array of dictionaries. Why? That's... Oh, I see. I'm okay. So I just need to give it the collider. Okay. Yeah. I'm catching up. So whatever the first thing is, give us the collider. That's a mech. That's an item. Animatable body 2D. What? No, this should not be an animatable body 2D. Oh no, it's 17 item. Okay, yeah. That's fine. The collider is a static body or an animatable body. Either way. We can't right click on ourselves? Good. Oh no, we can. We are targeting correctly. So assuming that the right click menu is set up. Let me verify that before we proceed. We don't need to confirm that we're getting here anymore. We know we're getting there. Print target is now dot format target. Target is now 5 item. Target is now 16 item. Target is... Oh, we're not calling that function. Okay. I do want to call that function, but maybe I don't. I want to call a function. Maybe func clear target. Target equals null. Because I don't want to send a command at a thing that the player did not intend to send a command to. Easy. All right. Now we're clicking on nothing. But I didn't. I just put a print line in there just so I have confirmation that my thing works. Target is now null. Target is now null. Target is now 0 mech. Target is now 6 item. Target is now 0 mob. Okay, so this menu is working. More or less. We're having some difficulty clicking on ourselves, but you know what? That is partly because our sprite is still jank garbage, and I think that'll be the first thing I fix in stage 2. We can right-click on things. Let's get on with it. So we now have this set up to where if we click on something, that's the target. We should also ideally, if we left-click somewhere, we should hide the right-click menu. Get right-click menu dot visible equals false. Where's my left click? This is the left click. I don't want that menu to stick around if we click anywhere. Yeah. We should even go a step further and just like, if we do anything, if we detect any key press that isn't clicking on this, we should just hide this, but whatever. That is a thing to do. When we clean up the input handler, we'll make sure to clean that up too. I think there's a better way to do this than just having every single input be check the right click menu and set visible to false. I think we can set an input handler in the right click menu and just be like, is this input making you happy? If not, then disappear. I will put a to do because I'm pretty sure that's doable. But anyway, this looked thing, we're just gonna print look unimplemented. Everything else though, we have everything we need to implement this. So we just need on attack button pressed. I can literally just copy what we were doing over here. Slap that in there. Okay, first one, just to verify it works. Oh, we can't click buttons. Why is that the case? This should have the ability to receive button presses. Filter, it should not ignore. It's set to stop. So like, oh, this is set to stop. It needs to propagate. This needs to stop. Got it. Yeah, there's the stops. Yeah, the buck stops with the buttons, not with the right click menu. Damn it. That should have worked. Why are these buttons not intercepting the mouse? I do not have the spoons to figure this out. Like, this should work. Is it because the control is the mouse is being intercepted by something? Let me switch the game to let me right click first. And then let's switch the game over to report what I'm clicking on mode. We're clicking on the drop catcher. Damn it. The drop catcher is intercepting our mouse click. Damn it. All right, well, at least we know the problem. That's going to continue to be a problem until they fix the drop catcher. It should be passing the mouse input though. That's the thing. Like, okay, if I set this to ignore, I'm certain it'll work, but let's just confirm. Yep, it'll work. And that's a fail because we just tried to attack something that cannot be attacked. We can say, if we set the target and the target is not a actor, let's hide the attack button. We can say that. But first, let me figure this out. Based on the drag state, there's no conditional mode. Get drag data override to detect when a drag operation begins. Okay, well, let me hold on. Something I'm curious about, because this is set to pass propagate up. Why isn't this propagating? It passes it to its parent node. It does not pass it downward or to sibling nodes. You know, what I would like is when we start a drag operation, someone tells the drop catcher to wake up, and then when we stop a drag operation, the drop catcher goes to sleep. Because this should only be intercepting mouse inputs during a drag operation. And I feel like we should be able to do that. Specifically only this drag operation. Print drag start is there a way to detect that the drag has finished even if we don't drop it like anywhere? Godot. Get drag data, drop data. So this only triggers over a valid target. But what if, well, we can't even test this out because of how it's set up. Let's go ahead and make the drop catcher useless for the time being. We don't have a way to pick things up yet. Let me implement that. But before I do, my original thing was just to verify that I can attack. Yep, okay, that works. Let's go back to the right-click menu. Let's finish implementing these buttons. All right, if this is an item, okay, and then on drop, that's not drop, that's use. Good news, I can just figure it out. I have spoon, enough spoon to do that. Drop item command dot new input handler dot player target. We need the dropper param. What does that mean? Okay. I think that's the location of the thing being dropped. How am I using this right now? Drop item command. Oh, it's right here. Drop data. Inventory component dot parent. Okay, so this is the item. And this is the items. Inventory component. The items holder. I think that's the items holder. There's a way to find out. It's in the UI element. Where's the drag happening? No, it's in the inventory point. No, it isn't. No, it is here. what is in the data that we're passing around? No, I don't understand. We're passing around, we're returning self. We're returning the UI inventory point. Great. Oh, inventory slot dot item slot. Okay, so this is the item, and then the inventory slot has a shoot, I'm going the wrong way. Item slot has an inventory component that it belongs to. This is the inventory that we're in. Okay, yeah. I don't know. That should have been. Let's go to the. Where is it? There it is. Does the item know who's holding it? That's what the player breadcrumb is, right? But the player breadcrumb doesn't tell us what inventory this is in. Uh-oh. We don't know what inventory we're right-clicking from. And we kind of need to know. We have a collectible component, and the collectible component has the collector. That's what we need. .get object handler .get collectible node. Collectible component target dot collector. That should do. Oh, we forgot the item. Target. There we go. That should work. Let's see if we can get. Oh, we can. Let's see if we can drop. We can't. Oops. I need this to not be intercepting right clicks. Shoot. Where are we calling this use item command? Okay. Here it is. Okay, so we have a GUI input, and I don't want this. Why does GUI input need to be declared in the current scope? UI inventory point. There it is. This isn't even a thing. Ah, we appear to be connecting this. What if we just don't connect it? Now, why is right-clicking on that not... Come on, right-clicking on this should not block input. It's being... What is intercepting the input this time? Don't tell me this thing has a mouse capture. I mean, the drag bar makes sense, and the close... Those having mouse capture makes sense, but this should not. Yeah, it's got ignore. Pass up, no. Ignore. Why does it stop? No, ignore. And this doesn't absorb the mouse at all, so... No, come on. I understand why I don't want clicking on the drag bar to issue a movement. So I respect that these should be stop. But no, this should be stop. Like, I'm clicking on you. Yeah, you got it. Stop. There we go. Yeah. Okay. We can't right click though. Why not? What are we clicking on? We're clicking on a sprite 2D. Is the sprite 2D blocking the mouse? Something here is handling the mouse input, and that's why nothing else is. Is it the navigation region 2D? Is it the ground tiles? Is it the drop catcher? It shouldn't be. I wish there was a way for me to tell what I'm clicking on. Like, what is intercepting the mouse? Because I need it to not intercept right clicks. I need that to not be. But, could be the UI point? Oh, wait, I can just do this, can't I? Okay, we got the UI layer. Something in here is intercepting the mouse. I don't know what. Welcome, Sticky Man. One of these. Does it not show up here? Mouse filter, pass up. That's not what we want. We want this to be ignore. Right? Oh, wait. This we want stop. Yes. But this we want it to be stop, ignore. What about this? Is this stopping it? I don't. Yes, it is. Okay. Well, we don't want that. Shoot. Okay. So when we create this, it would be nice if we could set its mouse filter equals mouse filter ignore. That way we can right click on stuff. It works. This probably also means that we can no longer, we can no longer drag. Unfortunate. We'll figure that one out. What? Oh, okay, it does work. Can we drop? How is this nil? Oh, the target is nil. How did we call drop on a nil target? Oh, I should see what I'm targeting. Target is now 3 atom. Yeah. Oh no. Okay. Let's look at the remote. What in this pile is blocking mouse? Not this. Ah, the additional HBox container. The first one is not, but the additional ones are. Okay. Okay. How am I creating these? I know there's a function creating these. HBox container. Does this work? It feels like it works. All right, now we can right click on this. I can click on the bottom row, but I cannot click on the top 2 rows. What did I miss? Let's go back. This is not the right instance. This is neither. There it is. All right, let's look at this. Mouse filter is set to ignore. Ignore. Ignore, ignore. Ignore. All these are set to ignore. Why is our mouse input being intercepted? The drag bar is set to stop, but we're not clicking on the drag bar. Close is set to stop, but it's not. We don't even have a close on this one. Oh, I don't know. Oh, now it works. Oh, it doesn't work on these 4. it's the dock point. The dock point is in the way. Oh, we don't. This doesn't even need to intercept the mouse. Why is it even doing that? I can just turn that off. I would prefer if it didn't. Oops. Well, now we can't click anything. I'll just start over. It's easier. Okay. Yeah, now we can right click. And I'm pretty sure the dock point still works. Yep, it still works exactly as it's supposed to. Okay, so now we can get this, and if we right click on it, the target is still null. Ah, dip. Why doesn't it think we're right clicking on anything? This is painful. What we might have to do, I'm not going to do this, but we'll do it next time. We might just create a right click handler and then migrate all of the input handler stuff that we have so far into a right click handler. Right click menu handler. And then we add the right click menu handler to this little feature so that when we right click on this, it'll still do the right click correctly. And then we can just undo all of the nonsense that we've done. Mouse wise. Because there is something to be said for, like, I should not be able to left click on this and then my character moves. This should probably intercepting that mouse click. So, like, if I were to start undoing, what am I undoing? Yeah, set mouse filter where? I don't want to just wing it. I don't know what I had set before. I'll just go through the commit thing and undo it. And then we'll just create a right click handler, and then we will delegate to have multiple different things handle that input if we need to. All right, but I'm out of spoons. We're out of spoons at the start of this stream, and I'm definitely out of spoons. So I'm going to quit while I am ahead, which I'm not ahead, but quit while I'm not further behind. Call it here. Thanks for watching. Next time, I think we'll get this implemented. We might even get this look implemented. I think we also want to add a use. We'll get that added in. Then we will march on. All right, I'm going to bounce. See you all next time.